we're gonna start pasting back together. We've done the cut, now it's time to paste. It'll give us room to go down into here, and it's gonna bring it up to here. We can always shorten it. Can't make it longer.
I suppose we'll just go cut the damn thing off, huh?
I like that. Simple.
And it's level. And then at what point do we rip the motor out?
For the gas tank.
Oh shit, so it'll be a little bit yet.
The gas tank should be here tomorrow. There you go.
Like a 5/16 hole. That way that'll hold it to where it's gonna be.
Right. Basically what we're trying to do now is the front of the frame is all designed, laid out, tacked together. The gussets are in. Lee's got the motor mount in, the oil cooler, the regulator is all locked in. So right now what we're trying to do is actually this morning Lee and I were deciding what we want to do. I was kind of really on the fence. I really wanted to kind of drop the seat on it, make a new subframe and things like that. But the biggest thing that kind of, coming to a head of figuring on it was, let's utilize that stock subframe. Let's utilize production fender we already have. We'll trim it up, cut it how we want it. But basically what we wanted to do is provide another OEM look to the bike. Where we can design a set of side covers that tuck it in really nice. We can modify up a fender. We can build the seat pan and everything like that. The nice thing is when we go in and look in here, we're going to be able to make a cradle, that can be machined for the ECM, the BCM, the fuse block, the data port link, the battery. Everything is going to go back right in here, and everything will be nice, compact, tucked in. Where like on a factory bagger, your side covers stick out, a fair good bit. Because of the electronics on this side, and then you got your ABS on this side making it stick out. We're going to end up being able to go a nice flush designed panel, but it won't be sticking out at all, it won't be protruding. We'll just go in this triangle area. So right now I'm trying to get the fender figured out, then we're going to start designing some strut covers and things like that, and keep moving our way forward. I think we should
drill and file them, get it hard mounted.
Let's get it hard mounted, and then we're going to trim that off, and then we'll put it back in.
Yeah.
But we'll trim this line to here. Don't worry about this. I don't know how I'm going to play that, but I don't like that so much right now.
Which way are you going? That way?
It is now, I think, the point of stuffing shit in here. We need to work on under here and rails. The biggest thing that for us is we want to make this thing sleek, skinny as possible, even though we're starting with an M8 bagger, right? If you've noticed, touring baggers, have a side cover on them that sticks out fairly wide. The factory one's got a nice slope, but then, RFXR ones, they get a little bit bigger to compensate for, on the primary side, you got your electrical caddy, you've got your BCM, everything like that. On the right side, you usually have an ABS module, you got some other bracketry and things like that. Well, what we ended up doing is Lee went to the computer and basically we redesigned everything for underneath. So we ditched the big plastic housing, we ditched the factory ECM holder, and what we did, and then also when we relocated that rear fender, it also took away everything for mountability and everything. So this, we don't even need to worry about. As long as we keep this roughly, because this goes down, this is everything here. That goes there, there.
Body control module.
That harness goes there. This is all the extra shit for this side. What we ended up doing was designed a complete battery caddy that has, we've got a smaller battery in there now that is, we're gonna run a lithium ion battery, and that goes in there next to the BCM, the ECM's all mounted, the fuse block, the maxi fuse, everything is mounted, and we're gonna be able to machine and manufacture side panels that literally look like an old school regular FXR that are just flat. We'll put some definition, we'll put some style to it, but you know, they're not gonna stick out a few inches like a bagger typically would. They're gonna be more like a plate, you know, type of deal. And it really allowed us to, you know, really utilize under the seat area and get it where we've got room to do that, and we eliminated a bunch of unnecessary stuff. Because I mean, we can get it more flat through here and then arc it to get our curve again.
Right.
I mean, that's where we want it. I like that spot.
Yeah.
It looks fucking good. So I guess what I should do is pull the tank off the soft tail, pull the fuel pump out of it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to, suppose, cut it in each side because of this.
Let me go take that tank off and we'll pull the fucking pump and drain it.
That's gonna tell us all.
First thing we need to do is figure out what we need for a pump. Right?
Yeah, and the idea of an external pump. Yeah, well, there's a problem with that, the regulator. Sure, there's a way around it, but
That's just a lot more.
if we can do this, it's already wired for it.
The gas tank was a pretty good challenge. So what we wanted to do, this division I had is, again, this is all referencing back to the chopper we did for the Chopper Friends Throwdown for 2023, right? So it's a rigid chopper. We like that kind of narrow, skinny look up top. So we actually started with the same gas tank as you see here. I think the best thing we do right now is cut that tank open.
So do we cut it open?
Cut a
or
hole
we
in
cut
it?
a hole for this.
We gotta do both. So say we can cut
Put
a
this
hole.
hole in first, so you can drop this in.
Sure.
And see how
No matter
far.
which way. I mean,
Well, if we can make it work without stretching the tank.
I would say we just fucking take a template off of that tank, transfer the template onto that tank. I just take tape. I just fucking tape over it, trace it, and you just tape it onto the deal.
Here's tape.
You got a thick roll of blue? Yep. It is a gas tank. It was not really a high quality gas tank. So we love the shape of it. We love the size of it, everything like that. Well, what we ended up doing is, because this is an M8 drivetrain, we wanted to utilize the ECM to BCM, basically keeping it fuel injected. So you push the button and away you go, right? Well, this is, like we were saying, a very narrow fuel tank. To get a fuel pump in there was quite the challenge. And then also with the crude metalwork underneath and things like that. Dumb fucking thought. We just cut these two completely off, leave this alone, leave the tunnel in, then this is gone, and we just make an entire new bottom with a new fucking tunnel. We can make these, and they'll look a fuck of a lot better than that. We'll clean all this up by doing it that way.
Look, this goes right here. All the way to the front. We just got to figure out different tab.
Okay.
And we'd still have it come down a little bit, but it'd only be one side of the bike.
And it's the downside of the bike.
Right.
So then I think we add that amount in, and then drop the mounting plate, you know, make a thick mounting plate, and move it all the way forward, and then we gotta figure out how to mount tank. If we're not gonna make it taller, I'm great with that, because that's gonna give us the look we want. but I think we should put make new bottoms. We can keep the tunnel if we're gonna keep the tank where it is. We can keep the tunnel, but we need to make both plates on the sides, fully TIG weld them, clean it up, nice piece of sheet metal. You know, we just cut the bottom off both of them both sides.
Right, if we can get that.
And then we machine nice mounting blocks.
The pump's just in even a 1/4 inch on the left side to keep the body line of the tank.
Right.
We're good. It'll still look right.
The least amount of work to the tank because I like that tank. But we need to get a fuel pump in it. We actually cut the entire bottom of the fuel tank out. We machined in-house here a plate to accept a late model and M8 Softail fuel pump, which is actually in this fuel tank. We didn't have to widen it or stretch it or anything like that. So we did figure out a way how to get the M8 Softail fuel pump right in this, nice skinny, tight, stretch fuel tank on this. So really a super cool deal that we got done with it. Wasn't something crazy or off the wall. It just took a lot of time of figuring out where we're gonna place it, how we're gonna place it, and things like that, and then making the tank a better piece, for the motorcycle itself. So we did end up utilizing and keeping this bike fuel injected, which was ultimately one of the main goals, was a reliable, today's built chopper. Getting this out of the way so we got more room to swing. Basically where we're at is we've got everything kind of fit, mocked up where everything needs to be. We're gonna pull the drivetrain out of it, pull the back section off, pull the front end back off, get the frame back into the frame table and in the fixture so it can all get welded up completely. We'll cut our holes in for internal wiring. We'll weld up all the rest of the tabs, finish the tube welding, get everything on that done. Get our filler on the back done. Then we'll put it back on the table. We'll mock it up one more time with everything. Make sure everything is right, aligned, everything is good to go. Then we'll break it down and send it out for paint. So we're actually in a really good spot with it. Lee's got the battery box all designed where BCM, ECM, battery, everything's getting relocated in here. So everything like that is really good. So we're gonna just keep going on it. We're gonna get this out and go from there. Ready? Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
That's gotta come off too.
Just like that. She's free. I don't need that held up. Let's just get it the fuck out of there. We gotta get it out anyways, so let's pull the fender, pull the fucking swing arm. Let's just do it the right way. Nothing will get wrecked if we do it the right way. You're here just in time.
What do you need?
Muscle.
Yeah, maybe
Like
muscle.
Oh no. Get dirty for once.
No.
Yeah, this is the cleanest bike we've got in a long time. Go like this. To save some time, we used to do it quite regularly with twin cams and things like that, where we would just pull the entire drivetrain out at once. Motor attached to the tranny, everything being held together by the primary. Just get it out of there so you're down to the frame, you start working on it. Well, goddamn there. It's got to get pulled. I'm not hitting anywhere. They're not necessarily fun to do that way. So, especially, we've changed a little bit back here, so it does get a little bit tighter. So it was a little bit of a challenge, a little bit fun, but we did get it in and out after a little bit of work. The engine, the transmission, the primary, the starter, everything's gonna get tore down completely today because that's all gonna go out and get coated as well while we're gone. So hopefully some of the stuff will start showing back up, relatively soon after we're back from Verona, and get this thing ready for Daytona. The big goal is we wanna release this thing in Daytona. We wanna show everybody, hey, here's something different. This is what we've been working on. This is what we're focused on. All right, well, do you want to take that frame off? I'll rip this front end off quick. That's simple and easy. And then you can have the frame back. Just wait on the front right now. Got it? Should be off. you gotta come in and weld these all up.
Yeah.
We gotta weld some straps in here for tying the harness up where we don't need to use zip ties. We can fill this zip tie hole, cut the zip tie out of here and fill that zip tie hole. It is, trust me.
You take this shit off and they'll go straight in.
No, they won't. No.
You got all these zip ties and tape holding together. Or are they all gonna be the wrong length?
I don't think it works like you're thinking about, if I remember right. It's one of those things, I mean, I definitely can say that I haven't been this excited just because it's something unique and we haven't done in a while. The chopper last year was really fun, but it was something different. We were starting from scratch, we were starting from the ground up, we were starting really with no rules. Here's a raw, rigid frame, and we start putting the components we want and making what we want for it. There was no constraints.
Now we're just cleaning up the frame and getting rid of all the excess that we don't need and going over everything and making sure that we're not missing anything.
Where when you start with a factory bike, and literally this is ultimately the epitome of a chopper, right? I mean, you took a factory bike and we chopped it. And with that, there is a lot more, restraints and a lot of back and forth with, between Lee and I was, well, we can do this. Yeah, we can do that, and that would be really cool, but we still want people to know it started life as a factory road kit.
Is that there, right?
That's it, just like that.
It looks good.
It's really good.
So
that's perfect.
About a harness.
Yeah, because it's this shit right here, but this will all get dissected.
Right, so it's...
That'll go, this won't go, this won't go, this won't go, this will go, and this will go. So really, as long as it goes through that guy, which that's plenty.
All right.
This is the one that you can't really do shit with, but...
Yeah, it'll work.
Okay. So yeah, that'll work.
A few of them and pack them in. And...
Okay. I mean, we do feel that this is kind of today's take on, choppers of years past. It's really what we wanted to go for. We really wanted to show people that you can do it with the most popular Harley out there. Go! See, I'm gonna get back. Yeah, it'll work.
Because that was the only tough one.
Yeah, everything else can be unpinned except that one. And I guess as long as everything else still fits through also.
So right now what we're doing is trying to make it so we don't have to use zip ties to hold our wire harness. Keep it nice and clean, make sure none of the wires get pinched at any point. And just make it look good. When you get underneath it and start looking at it, you see a good looking bike. Do I cut it like that, or do I just make these nice and round? Give it more strength.
Round out, round through there, do that. It don't have to be that big,
well,
because you just need to use a 1024 bolt. We actually are leaving for Verona, Italy for the Motorbike Expo on Friday. Today is Tuesday. So we've got to get this thing out to Lucky Strike Designs, get it over to Jeremy so it can get painted and start getting everything running. So by the time, hopefully beginning of February, middle of February, we can get this thing back and we can start assembling it. So with that being said, we've still got a lot to do, but we are on the home stretch of fab and design work and everything like that. currently we're just pulling the motor apart so we can basically, we'll split the cases. Everything's gonna get powder coated, chromed, everything like that. So we gotta basically take top end off, cam support, everything out, lifter blocks, everything off. We'll split the cases, clean them, and then they'll get powder coated the color we choose. We're just trying to get everything ready for powder coat right now, and then get it off, get color on it, and put it back together. So we'll build it up too. We're gonna build a 124 out of it, so it'll run really good. It's a proven combo that we've used many times with these Milwaukee 8 motors. So basically just kind of cleaning all the oil and stuff off of it so the powder coater doesn't get an oily mess. So then they can strip this all, get all the black powder coat off of it, and get it powder coated the color we're going to change it to. Yeah, so we'll just sand that patch, sand that, fucking panel bond it, clamp it, call it a day. Yep. We're at a good spot. I mean, you can see kind of the silhouette, you can see the stance. You know, now the biggest thing is, you know, over the next 2 days, get everything buttoned up, wrapped up, get it shipped out to paint, powder coat, chrome, everything like that, and get it really done.
That way it makes sense to
Yep.
him.